Thank you, Mayor, council members. Could I try to keep it more brief? You all have heard a lot about the solar zone over the past 2 years, and I've certainly been up here of my fair share number of times to talk about it. We really significantly appreciate at Fayette Alliance everyone who's taken the time to consider the research and the recommendations that really get into the weeds as we've talked about this solar zona. They've been made with care for Fayette County, for trust in our planning principles, and the hours that we and you all and all the other community members here have devoted to the forming of our comp plan and the policies that guide us. What has changed over the last 2 years is that this ZOTA has gone through the legislative process, twice in fact. It's been evaluated by the Planning Commission twice, the planning staff multiple times, the Rural Land Management Board twice, all bodies who are charged with ensuring policies comply with our comp plan and with our Rural Land Management Plan and other policies that this community has established. Consistently, unanimously, and repeatedly, these bodies have been clear. Solar is an important part of Lexington's future, but in our community, it's not appropriate at a large scale in agricultural zones. I shared a video with all of you prior to this meeting. It's a short 2-minute video of the Planning Commission meeting from just a month ago. And that just recaps Planning Commission members explaining why they were supporting planning staff's recommendations, which they voted for unanimously for the second time just over a month ago. Our comp plan, adopted just a couple of years ago, does not talk about large-scale solar and ag zones, but it does provide a broad list of other initiatives that we should pursue to reduce carbon emissions, many of which we have not even moved forward with yet. At the same time we did that plan, we expanded the urban service boundary nearly 3,000 acres without talking about the increased carbon emissions of that type of development. And now we're contemplating nearly 2,000 more acres, but this time justified by reducing carbon emissions, without making plans to ensure the other 3,000 acres we are going to develop are energy efficient. We have plans and policies in place for a reason, and following them and upholding the principles of them ensures the public trust in the policies that the city makes and that we enforce. The language proposed by the solar work group to allow solar on farmland doesn't give Lexington the protection that we deserve. It caters to a specific company. Typically, conditional uses evaluated by the Board of Adjustment, like this one would be if it's approved, have a maximum of 10,000 square feet. If permitted, this would be more like 39 million square feet. The proposed development resulting from this policy would be bigger than UK's campus. It would be bigger than Central Park in New York. But what it doesn't do is benefit thousands of Lexington residents in the long term. Solar can be located in a lot of different places. We've seen examples here, locally, across the country, and frankly, across the world. Agricultural industries cannot be located in a lot of different places. They rely entirely on the land, and the land is available for them to utilize. We're not asking for a vote against solar. We support solar. The people in this room support solar. We're asking you to uphold the planning staff and the Commission's policy recommendations specifically. We're clearly supportive of solar. We've got nearly 750 acres of land in the rural service area already being developed for solar, and on rooftops and brownfields throughout the city. We're making strides. We're asking council members today, don't allow any more farmland to be used for solar. The long-term challenge that we face is not just preserving acreage on paper. It's actually maintaining a land base that can support agricultural production. As ag faces rising costs, tighter margins, and increasing competition from non-farm uses just like this one, decisions that we make will shape whether the next generation of farmers can enter and expand and keep working the land that we depend on. Solar development is an industrial use. A requirement for a dual use without any enforceable way to measure it does not make it appropriate. It's not a conditional use. It's in essence a zone change. And the regulations that you all will be considering don't follow best practices even for those communities that have permitted solar on farmland. Avoid prime farmland and prioritize other areas. Even the Kentucky Resources Council model ordinance has a specific paragraph specifically dedicated to farmland protection. That was not included in the solar work group's draft. American Farmland Trust, the Kentucky Conservation Committee, the Nature Conservancy, the United States Department of Ag, all said the same thing. Avoid land designated as prime farmland or land of statewide importance. It's not just us talking about how valuable this land is. The solar work group's proposed language does not do this. We don't want to see more farmland turned into industrial, but we do want to see Fayette County land protected as it should be, and there are other important provisions that deserve attention. In addition to the planning staff's recommendations to prohibit solar in ag zones, Fayette Alliance recommends consideration of the following. These were included in the position statement that we provided that hopefully a lot of people in this room, including you all, have had a chance to see, but are summarized here. Number one, clarify the definition of a solar development and its footprint to include the entire parcel. 2, protect hundreds of neighbors to these developments with greater buffers and setbacks. 3, increase ground cover and require native Kentucky plants. 4, reduce the percentage of acreage available for ground-mounted solar in the rural area as guidance to the Public Service Commission. 5, update our stormwater regulations to accommodate for solar. 6, strengthen decommissioning requirements and enforcement provisions. These are the only way to protect the Lexington of the future and hold solar developers accountable. And 7, add recommended language from Kentucky Resources Council to protect our best soils. The really good news is that renewable energy isn't an all or nothing proposition. We can support renewable energy while also keeping our ag land and agriculture and not undermining the intent of our agricultural zone. Say yes to solar, but say no to more solar on our farmland, because once it's gone, it's gone. Thank you.